So, hi there guys. So, welcome back to another Oliver Craftboy video. Today we're going to be answering some of the most frequently asked questions of all my videos. So, first question is going to go out to, I think Elizabeth, I'm saying that right? I don't know. But Elizabeth sent me an email asking me, how do you plan your trips? So how I plan my trips is, so usually I go to my calendar, okay? And I like to keep weather-related stuff, in my calendar. So I like to, do like where I'm living right now, which is Missouri. I live in Missouri right now, so my whole thing is with that is that I have to keep it where it's like kind of cold but snowy, because if you haven't heard lately, I've been catching colds a lot. So, and it's because of the transitioning between cold to hot. And I was gonna go to Florida this year, this winter, but it kind of messed up all my plans because it was warm kind of at the start of this year for the most part, and then it got colder the next day. And that's when my flight was. So I kind of canceled the flight. I gave it the tickets to someone else. But yeah, I usually now on I plan my flights by just doing them by the weather temperature. So right now I think I'm going to Michigan this weekend. By the time you guys are seeing this, it's probably still in Michigan. But anyways, so next question. Next question goes to, also guys, if you guys want to send me like questions for next Q&A part 2, if you guys want to send me that, you can. And also, so you could send me that through email. So we're splitting these up into like, what's my favorite travel destination, my aviation-related questions, and personal questions. So stay tuned for personal. So let's open up my Gmail app here. Hold on. Alright, so next question goes out to Bethany. She says that she's been a subscriber for about a few months. Shout out. She didn't leave her YouTube name, so that is kind of. Yeah. So, this question is number 2. Number 2. What is my favorite travel destination? Actually, this is a pretty good question because I get asked this a lot. So, my favorite travel destination to go to is, I think, Iowa. What state have I been mostly to? I have pictures right there that I haven't hung up yet. So I've been to Iowa, I think the most. Hold on. I'm gonna say probably, Wyoming. I know this sounds weird, but it's like not that populated of a state, but trust me, it's really cool there. Nice. But I think I would say that would be like a different type of, travel destination. So I think I might go for probably California. Yeah, California's pretty good right now. I'm just not going there. I'm going there in like the summer, I think. So yeah. Next question. Charlie. Hold on. Charlie, you asked me. Alright, so she asked me what is my favorite. Alright, so what's the most adventurous thing you do, the thing you've done while traveling? So the most adventurous thing I've done while traveling was probably going to Colorado, definitely. I love Colorado there. Nice, awesome state, pretty wildlife. It's just awesome there. Okay, next question. Hold on, let's pick one here. Drumroll, please. Karina. So Karina asked me, how do you pack for long trips? So I pack for long trips by just, I want to say packing, but how I pack for long trips. So usually I separate my clothes, okay, and usually I take my recording stuff with me. So I take like basic stuff like my camera, my laptop I have right here that I'm recording on. So usually it's just a bunch of random stuff, like my selfie stick I have. It's not really a selfie stick. I use it for I also take my microphone, which one I'm talking to. Yeah, excuse me. Don't worry about that. Alright, so next one goes out to Apollo. Okay, so Apollo asked me, what's your favorite travel tip? My favorite travel tip is always pick, the place that you're most fonded with. Like, pick a place that you like. So, like, I like forest, I like tropical environments. So pick ones that you pick your most places that you have with environments. So, I like tropical and like foresty type environments, like cold environments. So I would be picking like Colorado or California, Florida, or something like that. So if you were like a kind of lukewarm person, you might go to let's see here, Alabama. Maybe not Alabama. Yeah, kind of Alabama, I would say. Maybe Arkansas, something like that. So pick it by your environment, you like temperature-wise and environment that you think is pretty. Because I think forest and tropical beaches are pretty and all of that stuff and sunsets. So yeah, so I think that's a really great question. So next section, aviation related questions. So this one goes to Greg. So Greg says, hi, how did you get interested in aviation? Well, I got interested in aviation by watching a YouTube short when I was 9. And I'm like, oh my god, what, I love this. It was so interesting to see, that video. So I think that's how I got into that. Next question goes out to, so it says, hi Oliver, what's your favorite aircraft to fly? I really like the Cessna airplanes. maybe some fighter jet, maybe some like jets, not fighter jets, jets. Usually, it typically depends on what I fly, but usually I like to fly Cessnas. Next question: how many hours do you have logged as a pilot? Well, hold on, I think I have that somewhere in my phone. I have. What does it say? Here we go. Okay, flight hours. I have about 1,000 flight hours. Yes, I know it seems like a lot, but I have had my pilot's license for a while now. So I have about 1,000 hours. I have like 700, maybe 800-ish flight hours. So next question by Billy. What's the most challenging part of being a pilot? Well, the most challenging part of being a pilot is definitely I think probably not being able to sleep, but I wouldn't say that because you are able to sleep depending on what plane you drive. Well, fly. So I would say that if you're like flying like a plane that is not that big, it's just like those propeller planes. So yeah. But I think the most difficult thing about being a pilot is definitely having to sit down because your butt gets tired sometimes and you kind of just want to stand up and move around. But that also depends on what plane you're in. Because if you're like in like a 737, you can ask the co-pilot sometimes. Sometimes this is allowed, but you can ask the co-pilot to like fly for you, so you can like get up and move around and go to the bathroom and all that stuff. But I think being the most difficult being a pilot is that definitely when you fly smaller planes, you definitely get like it's harder to do things because it's small enclosed space. You're like in a, I don't know, like sometimes up to 100-foot length area, but like it's not that big. So next question by Sarah. Okay, Sarah asks, how do you stay safe while flying? Usually you have like buckles, you know, like when you're flying a normal plane. You have buckles. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That pretty much answers that question. So next question, and personal questions. What's your favorite hobby besides flying and traveling? So my favorite hobby besides doing that is probably doing YouTube. And hot chocolate. I need more. So hot chocolate and doing social media. And sports. So I like doing sports a lot. I think this year we'll do more sports videos, which is coming out tomorrow, which is a day in a life video. So we have another one here. For the second one, for personal questions. Hold on. Oh God, I hate when that happens. Alright, so this person says, what's his name? I don't know how to pronounce it. Hudson, sorry, Hudson. So Hudson asks, how do you balance your position? How do you balance your passion for flying/traveling with other aspects of your life? So I balance out. What that question is basically asking is, how do I, manage doing other things while still being a pilot? Usually I do. So I have like a schedule when I go fly. So usually I fly between like Tuesday, sometimes Friday. Really depends when I'm open. Usually I'm taken most of the week, but I usually go fly on the weekends. That's because I have my that's usually when I do that, and I do the rest of the activities during the week. My hair. Alright, right, anyways, next question, third question. What's your favorite book slash movie slash TV show? So I really like, it's hard to ask this question. I really don't have a favorite TV show or book. Well, I do have a favorite book. But I think my favorite movie is definitely, what was it? I think my favorite movie is definitely, what was it called? I think Smile. Smile is really good. But I think that's a TV series. So, yeah. Next question. Oh, excuse me. How do you stay motivated and inspired? Well, this one is by John. So John asked me how do you stay motivated and inspired? So how I stay motivated and inspired is usually I just kind of relax and think, well, what am I gonna do? How do I stay motivated? Well, the really reason I stay motivated for all of this is so I can deliver you guys the best content, and it makes me happy to see that other people are enjoying what I do. So yeah, that really helps me stay, motivated and inspired. Okay, last question. Drum roll, please. Oh, this one's a good one. All right. This one is by Jeffrey, and he asked me, what is your biggest goal for the next year? Well, usually, this year, I'm focusing on traveling. I'm focusing on, doing, like, traveling and all that stuff. I think I might focus on that and transition over from edits to traveling this year. I know it seems kind of a difference, right? Because my views have dropped to like 1 view per short. From edits to that, right? But I think this could be temporary, so like we're right there in the line of transitioning, right? My views are kind of going up, right? Yeah, so I think that might make a dramatic change. Yeah, so I think that's my plan for this year. Yeah, that's my biggest thing that I'm doing. That's my biggest goal for this year. And also to surpass 1 million subscribers so I can pay. So, yeah. I think we might have more questions on here. Hold on. I'm at all out of hot chocolate. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Gotta get me more hot chocolate. This stuff is good. Minecraft. Alright, anyways, guys, I'm back, and I have a lot more hot chocolate. So, now, okay. Just give me a second, hold on. Okay. I just gotta go get, where is it? I have a different app right here that tells me what other people have sent me. I can't get to it. Of course. Don't ask why I'm using a fork. These marshmallows with a hint of French vanilla. Really good. Okay. All right. Alright, so someone has asked me personal growth and okay, so I'm gonna put these questions under personal growth and motivation. So someone asked me, what inspires you to keep moving forward even in tough times? So what keeps me, it's kind of basically like the same other question that someone asked. I forgot their name. Anyways, so, what inspires me to, keep moving forward, even in tough times? You guys do. You guys are really nice, kind, and sweet. You guys leave me these nice questions to ask. So, I'm really happy about that. So, yeah, that's really how I stay through all this stuff. And usually if I'm like, not having a great time, I usually just pray to God, grab my Bible, just pray. So, question 2. How do you stay motivated when you feel like giving up? So, I stay motivated through, even though I feel like giving up, I stay motivated by, having that sense of feeling like I want to accomplish that thing, right? I feel like I want to accomplish that thing, get it done, right? So I can get that feeling of satisfaction. Yeah. So that's really how I do that. Anyways, so so question 3. Hold on, how many questions? There are like 7. So there are like a few questions here. So I think we might do save these for part 2. Some of these. So what is one habit that has the biggest impact on your success? So the biggest thing that has impact on my success is probably hold on, let me see the question. What's one habit that posting regularly. I think that has one impact on that has like the biggest impact on my success. Question 4 by Bobby. I know him. Who has been the most influential person in your life and why? So I think the most influential person in my life has been not my farts. But I think my friend, Connor. I'm not gonna say his real name, but we'll just call him Connor. So
I think he has had the most influential and impact on my life. Yeah. So career and work. What challenges did you face early in your career, and how did you overcome them? Well, first, I think the one challenge that I had to overcome and my fears was probably the most. Okay, this one's hard to say, but hiring. I want to say probably starting off with my YouTube channel, because when I started off my YouTube channel a while back, I had a lot of weird videos, of just like random videos, right? So I mean, nowadays those videos are doing pretty well. Like the one where Peyton, or I don't know, I forgot his name, but his nephew died. I think that one was like, yeah. Yeah, so the reason how I overcame them was Bible, I think. I think that's an answer. I don't know. How do you handle failure and turn it into a learning experience? So, how I turn failure into a learning experience is by, I think, how do you have failure and turn it into a learning experience? So I turn failure into a learning experience by, because usually when I'm doing research on things, right, I'm like studying for like college and all that stuff. I'm trying to learn something, okay, and then I accidentally fail at it, right? And then you find out that you did wrong, right? You're turning that into a learning experience by figuring out what that mistake was, right? What you did wrong, okay? And then you fix it, right? But you're also learning other stuff, probably on the way too, depending on what you're doing. Like if you're online and you read some other stuff that you see, you're learning what you messed up earlier on and your mistake. So I think that's a great question by Harold. Question 10 for this one. How do you manage wild work-life? Okay, how do you manage work-life balance? So, I'm gonna have to skip that question. It's kind of personal. Sorry, but that one's kind of personal. Okay, what's one skill that is essential in today's workplace? I think I might skip that question too. What does creativity mean to you, and how do you foster it? We'll just skip that. And how do you foster it? What does creativity mean to you? So I think creativity means to me like, something that you make, and I feel like it is awesome to have like videos, right? You can have creativity in order to make videos, right? Because otherwise you're just making random videos, like people doing random things, right? But you have to have like creativity. You have to have something that's like creative, right? You have to have something that eases your mind. I would say in a kind of sort of way. I don't really know. But that's really my answer for that. How do you overcome creative blocks? So I overcome creative blocks by just either ignoring it or, this one's hard, but I think overcoming it or just ignoring it. I think just by ignoring it, I would say that. What's your process for coming up with innovative solutions? So my process for coming up with innovative solutions is by, like the other question asked me, what do you do for like creative or whatever you asked me earlier. So it's like the same thing, right? You gotta have creativity to overcome innovative solutions. Okay, how do you stay ahead a constantly changing industry? So the way to stay ahead in a constantly changing industry is really not that difficult. I mean, really you just have to kind of adapt to that new environment, right? Because like there's things out there that just change, right? And you don't have any control over that one thing. So I mean, like, right, this trend could be happening right that day, right? And it could change by someone else posting something like a video right about it, and it kind of changes the way that they did the trend, right? And it becomes popular and it becomes normalized for that trend. So you gotta have to adapt to that, otherwise you're probably gonna fail at that, right? So that's kind of how that's how I stay ahead, right? So lifestyle and interest. What hobbies or activities help you relax outside of work? I think by posting YouTube videos. Well, no, outside of work. So I think just traveling, right? Enjoying the experience, right? You just like you're getting your self-esteem out, right? So like walking into an airport or something like that, you just lose connection to the outside world. Like internet, you don't have anything, right? So you're just out there away from things, and you just get like a self of relief, right? So I think that's one of hobbies that okay, how do you incorporate self care into your daily routine? So I incorporate self care into my daily routine by I don't really know that question. I don't really know. Okay, what book, podcast, or show would you recommend? Dead Man's Curse. Definitely Dead Man's Curse. It's really good. It's a gold about something about, I don't know. Yeah, but it's really good. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? So, I would probably travel to Florida again, because it's really nice, it's tropical, it's a perfect place to go, and like, summer, winter, and spring, and all of that stuff. It's warm there all the time. So, what is something you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet? I've always wanted to learn about how cables work. Well, like wiring and all that stuff. I kind of have it mainly down, but like wiring, I want to learn. So, life lessons and advice. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received? So I think the best piece of advice I've ever received is oh, that's just... So I think the best piece of advice I've ever received was probably oh, this one's hard because I've received multiple. So I can't think of it. Hold on. I think the best piece of advice is always stay kind, and always stay kind, and I forgot the rest, but always stay kind, healthy, and chill, you know. I think that's one best life lesson. How do you stay and resilient in the face of an adversary? I don't have adversaries, so we can just skip that question. If you could have dinner with any of 3 people living or dead, who would you choose? Jules, and I think Jeremiah Coley, I don't know. If you could switch lives with someone for a day, who would it be? Why? Just Jules. Why? Because I said so. Okay. What's your favorite way to spend a weekend? So, my favorite way to spend a weekend is by, traveling, right? Because I've always wanted to travel in my life. I've always wanted to do things, right? But I just didn't have the time to, right? In 2025, I've got my pilot's license. I'm able to do that stuff now, right? So I've always wanted to do this, okay? Last final question from Jerry. Wait, no, not Jerry. That was a few questions ago. Last question from. Drum roll, please. Myself. Excuse me. This question is mainly for you guys to know. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and how would you use it? I would use it to, at first of all, I would be able to, I want superpower where I can be like, oh, I know where that exact place is, and I know about that exact person, right? I want that superpower, okay? And how will I use it? I'll use it nicely, right? So, I would help people, like, maybe find lost things, right? I would use it to help that. Like, if they have a picture of where it was last, but they don't know, like, where it was, and where that picture is, I can help them, you know, just, like, helpful. It's really helpful, right? So, I think that's all the questions you guys need to know about me. So, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, hit that bell for post notifications. Hope you enjoyed the video. Excuse me. Peace out, you guys.